Hey guys, welcome back to Israel. You're joining me on the mat. We are now doing our cooling stretches, okay? To melt away tension, stress. We are doing headstands tonight, okay? The power, unleashing the full power of headstands on our practice. Child's pose. We just finished our cardio class now. Let us rest quietly here in child's pose. Big toes touching. In the child's pose. In the child's pose here. In the pose of a child. Just hydrating our back with our breath here. Taking 1, 2 more breaths here. We come on up. We are reaching now. We're taking our sphinx sort of elbows here. What we're trying to do is try to get into our chest to stretch our back, upper back, the lower back, as well as our shoulder rotation to engage, okay? In our first back bending stretch here, okay? Good. Take 1, 2 more breaths here. Nice core, strong core, hamstring stretched, shoulders engaging deeper into the tendons here, ligaments, tissues of the shoulder, engaging our shoulder rotation, okay? Good, 1 more breath. Good, we come down into sphinx. Good. Let's open our lower back, engage it. Good. And we come into our fingertips, we're getting ready to move into seal pose, okay? Let's elevate our chest, our heart, we're pointing it to the opposite end of the row of the wall, and to our opposite end, or to the front side of the yoga mat. Let us curve there. We tap into that back bending practice, okay? Open up the upper back, the lower back, nice deep stretch here. Hydrate the lungs with nourishing, fresh breath. So hold your breath here, okay? Good. Now this will be a little bit intense. At any point you're welcome to sort of join in child's pose, okay? Good. Or simple seated, so just coming in simple seated here, it's fine. We're moving to our hip stretches now here. Just trying to engage and awaken up our hip pelvic floor here. If it's available, we're manually open our hips with our hand here. Just trying to get deeper into the tissues here. Good. Come back down. Stretch, stretch. We kick our foot to the opposite end of the wall. Coming up into a nice crescent stretch here. Try to get deeper into the hip flexors here. Coming down. And we take it to the second side, okay? Don't hold your breath to get deeper into the pose, okay? One side is tighter than the other, that should be natural, okay? And for most of us who are runners, I've already done my 14 kilometers run today. So this should feel really good. We're releasing our Achilles tendons here, as well as our hamstrings. And our quads here, nice reset for the quad resets. Let's take 1, 2 more breaths here. So we will come all the way down. And we're still manually opening, rotating that hip for a nice upward tilt to get deeper into that hip, okay? Good. Available, we'll come to a nice crescent stretch here. Elevate the chest to the front ceiling. Hydrate the lungs with fresh breath. Good. Elevate the tendons of the quads here. Good. We come on down. And into our pigeon, okay? As I mentioned, we're trying to still relax and just breathe in, okay? Good. It's available, come out. Do the second side, okay? Now while we're here, we want to make sure that our glutes are very much involved and our hip point, our hip bone is also very much engaged, okay? Good. If it's available, we come down. You just get deeper into the stretch. Nice, 1, 2 more breaths here. Good. If it's available, we're coming out. Into, we can take child's pose here, okay? Good. Now we can simple seated here, and we are moving into our pelvic stretches here. Okay, good. Nicely comfortable in seated. Good, it's available. We come all the way down in heels. Take care of the position of the big toes, okay? When you come down here, make sure there's hip width distance apart, okay? Just to prevent the situation right now where the big toes are tugging at each other and it can get a little bit irritating or strenuous on the bones, okay? We don't want that, we don't want it, okay? Come up, and we keep in channel. Nice thing. Good. Come on. Good. Good. That's right, here we're actively engaging our back bending, cooling stretch around the back, okay? We're letting it go. Good. Come on up. And then we move into a nice counter pose in child's pose, okay? Good. And it's available, come on up here. We're now moving into our Balasana cross stretch here. Try to take time to get down, down, and down in our Balasana. Just take a few stretches here just to relieve our back, okay? As well as to get deeper into our hips here. Take simple seated here in Balasana. Good. Take 1 or 2 hydrating breaths here for our quads and our hamstrings that are actively much involved here. And Achilles tendons here, as well as our muscle tendons and ligaments, tissues are very much actively involved. Try not to have too much tension, otherwise we get wobbly, okay? Into the muscles, okay? Good. Otherwise we go into our binds. Here. We try to straighten our legs. To a nice counter stretch here, okay? Good. We are actively involved here. Our mobility and our balance to come up all the way. Good. We come down. Second side. Second time. Good. Malasana. Squat wide, okay? It's available, try to straighten up. On one side might feel more freer than the other, that is perfectly normal, okay? And now we are moving into our Prasarita. I just prefer this mat, it's more adhesive, okay? Now we Prasarita here. We just take a nice stretch in Prasarita to get into the hips. Throwing actively our sitting bones to the back of the wall. Coming down into a nice Prasarita stretch here. Relax. Breathe in, breathe out. As you get deeper into our tissues. Let the crown of the head hang out freely here. Neck nice and free. Good. As we get deeper here, still tapping into our back bends here, into our shoulder rotation, as the crown of the head comes all the way down to the floor, okay? So we don't compromise the stretch to get onto the floor, and our breath is actively involved. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Just breathe in, breathe out. Good. Good. It's available. Come to the crown of our heads here. And then we move into our headstand. Split. Headstand split, okay? Good. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. In tripod headstand. As it were, we're moving next into it. Good. Separate our legs at the meeting of the thighs, and we stretch them out to the opposite ends of the mat. Sort of dynamically. Feel the muscles rattling on our legs and our thighs, nice lean, strong legs. Stretch, stretch. Like a ballerina. Good. Coming down, reaching for that 4.10, we just come all the way deeper and deeper into our hips here, okay? Now we come into our little tripod, Prasarita headstand here. Now I like as I'm moving into it, that I still feel like my hips are still being cast to the back of the wall, okay? And that hip stretch is still actively engaged, and you feel it all the way in the legs, okay? Now we want to feel like our glutes, our butt is also being stretched here, okay? Good, as well as our hip, the pelvic floor, our sitting bones, our tissues, ligaments here, hamstrings, quadriceps, actively pulled, okay? At the meeting of the thighs, we pull to the opposite ends of the mat, and we just fly here, okay? Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Several breaths actually. Good. If it feels available, you can play here with our hips. Good. Before we come into back bends here, let's just play some more with our hips here. Good. Exhale, inhale, elevate our lower back, we tap into that back space there, and just breathe here, okay? Breathe. We come to a tilt here, sort of to a 15-degree tilt. We don't come all the way up yet, just come to a tilt before we come to a straight. Good, back to a tilt. Good. Good. You come down. Try to move slowly, okay? Good. Try not to have any injury on here in headstands, okay? You just get a little straightness. Now you just have a conscious stretch here for our neck and child's pose. Big toes touching. We just roll out our neck here and let it forward. Our shoulders. Every tissue, muscle gland, just we have a nice shoulder reprieve here. Good. Ideally, with the base of our hand here, we bring it to the forehead. You see where it touches, where our fingertip touches. That is the ideal position for us to be anchored in our headstand, okay? So we try to always hit the floor with this, with the center line of the cranium bone here, okay? Just to make sure that we're nicely properly anchored. And not, of course, to have any jewelry or anything that we get into our way, okay? Good. Nice, strong hips. Here, abs in flow. Let us just play first here, okay? But get into a seated position, inverted seat, or an inverted utkatasana here. Good. Try to stay out of the neck, okay? If you feel it's coming into the neck, you just back off right away, okay? Just try to avoid getting it into the neck, okay? Good. As we get deeper and deeper here, we draw back home again. Get back here. In a nice split. Nice soft neck, tongue, throat, eyes. Relax and breathe. Breathe. Making sure that we have very much our shoulders as our anchor, okay? Not the neck, the shoulders. In our shoulder rotation, okay? Good. It takes away all the tension. And it centers us, okay? And come down slowly. Good. Counter stretch. And now I'm going to meet in a nice bridge pose here, okay? You may actually want to take a vinyasa to get here to bridge. Otherwise we just meet here. And the knuckles of our hands here at the opposite ends of the floor. Grounding us deeper into our bridge here. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Breathe in, breathe out. We are tapping into that back bend space, shoulder rotation here, anchoring deeper, like still water's just gushing against the river. We lay us down and anchor over that water. And lying is still, okay? Good. If you're joining me in wheel, we'll come first to the crown of our heads and then we'll shoot up, okay? Just anchor and then you join me, okay? Take 1, 2 more breaths here. Nice strong bridge. Good. The currents of the day will come, but if our bridge is nicely anchored, we can always come here to that bridge at the back of our minds, okay? To help ourselves get anchored throughout the day. Good. Should feel really good for our hamstrings. Stretch, crown of the head, and then we come down, okay? Down. Now we're getting ready to come into plow. We'll just take 1 or 2 breaths here. And first we'll do our recline pigeon, and then we'll meet in a nice plow. Good. Our hips should feel really good. It's very intense as well for the hips. I can feel it now. You can feel it in my glutes as well. Perhaps it's in a combination of the sumo jump squats of our cardio. Together it just culminates into this fizz, champagne fizz going on in my hips, hamstrings. I can feel it now. We don't want to feel this in our knees at all, only in our hips. Good. Take it to the second side. And then good. We'll need to just come in now with a nice little hug. This will just sort of oil our back here with a nice deep tissue massage here, okay? Feel every vertebrae lifting us up as we get anchored to move into our plow. Good. Get stationed, legs pointed upwards, and we start moving into our plow, okay? A flexion point, and then we come down. Let us move with breath control, okay? As we get deeper here in our versions, strong back, okay? Very strong back is needed. Good. When we're ready to move further, our knees will tell us ourselves, okay? Ourselves, just naturally. Hug it in if it's available.
we get comfortable in inversions, the better we are able to control our breath, okay? We have to center our mind, bring our mind back into the mat. So the only time that we can draw it now with a still mind, okay? Good.
We're coming down to play here in Happy Baby.
And grab the baby with the knees to the floor, okay? Flex your feet.
And then we come back down. And a simple Happy Baby here, okay? Opening the hips still, getting deeper into the tissues in Happy Baby. So the deeper, the more comfortable we get, the better we are able to control our breath. Breath control is very effective, not only for the back bends, but also for us to steal our mind while we are on the mat, okay? Oftentimes, even in stressful situations in life, in our day-to-day life off the mat, we just try to get into that breath control. It really is a good relief, okay? You just step into that space. There is a place within ourselves that we need to keep innate, pristine, clean, so that no man or woman anywhere has any right to touch us when we're in that place. And it may be that place that we go to when we're meeting our higher self, okay? Meditating, or whether we're here on the night having just a time, we can also just tap into that space, okay? That champagne fizz that is available to each and every one of us, okay? Now if it's available, we might be able to come down to the opposite ends of the mat. That is perfectly good for a nice stretch, okay? It's like a variation of a plow with wide extension of our legs here, okay? Good. Take one or two more breaths here. I remember that day in 2013 when my sister, I was in hospital actually, hospitalized, and my sister came to the hospital to see me and she's like, you know, what can I do for you? And I was like, I have books, but I just wanted magazines, you know, the weekly magazine. Because I was in there for a very long time. I think it was about for 2 weeks actually. From to my mind it seemed like 6 months. But she brought me a magazine and it had a yoga CD attached to it. So then I couldn't wait when I read the story, the yoga revolution, that was in 2013, yes. The yoga revolution taking force. And that is how my yoga journey started. I'm actually self-taught. I taught myself. Although I did later eventually attend classes, but I mostly taught self-taught without yoga teachers. But just from that beginning of the yoga, I just started doing research and doing several asanas that I got comfortable with. I went to Deepak Chopra, into quite Vedic texts, and that sort of just deepened my practice, okay? Sort of a good anecdote that keeps me anchored in my yoga. It's always a good time to play on the mat, really my safe space, my sacred haven, here on the mat, okay? Try to get comfortable here. Eyes from the back. Can you try to fall asleep here? So glad to have you, okay? Good. Just marinate in that champagne fizz. That is the endocrine system kicking in. The endorphins is actually being flushed around the blood for improved blood circulation to ensure our blood pressure stabilization as well, and releasing of essential hormones that brings about this balance, okay? Nice, happy hormones, happy endorphins, okay? So we don't really need external happiness modulators. We can do that ourselves, okay? Right here on the mat. Good. And if it's available, we come down. So from time we get comfortable here, we just play around. Good. Take it light, just stretching it out. In, exhale. Good. Come down. We try to engage our stretches here for skin tightening. This is very much important for us here. It's available. Come down. And all the way to the second side again. Sitting bones. Yeah, just the sitting bones. Oh, I forgot to turn on the heater. I don't like to turn them on because I always forget to set them off, you know. I always prefer to not. It's quite cold in here. But the mind will take control. Just have a good time here. You might take a nice Prasarita here. That's right. Place your inner low back bends here and shoulder rotation. And the crown of my head is in front of me. Good. And all this need to come into a fold here. And massage our internal obliques here with a nice forward stretch. Good. Come out. You move so freely, okay? Now back all the way. Nice strong back, core. We're not pulling or yanking the joints. Gravity is our friend here, so that's our breath. We really need to examine breath control technique to allow us to get deeper into the asanas here, okay? Good. Come down. We just take a nice reverse inhale.
carve it out between.
Good. We're going to stretch it out. And then we can Shavasana, our final pose here. Just to relieve our back, okay? A nice deep stretch. Good. Elevate the back. And then we come down here in Shavasana and have a nice rest here, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the mat. Again, we are having our final presentation stretch and then we wrap up for the day, okay? A nice workout series here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again on the mat in our next class. Namaste. So we try to turn on the opposite side, just so that we don't strain our spleen when we come up, and then into simple seated. We take 1 or 2 breaths here. Good. Ich lebe allein in meinen Himmel, in meinen Liebe, in meinen Lied. Schön ist es nicht. We just try to incorporate a little bit of chill into our practice here. In our own paradise that we create in our mind, in our own symphony, in our own sound, in our own movement, in our own practice, okay? Namaste. Schönes Liebeslicht. Schönes Liebeslicht is no other central idea than higher consciousness.